Thank you guys for having me. I'm Chuck Jones, head coach, co-owner of the Oregon Lightning professional arena football team. A little bit about myself. I grew up in Compton, California, Los Angeles. I went to University of Kansas, graduated, got a degree in sociology, came to Portland State to play my last year eligibility for football at college. Graduated there with got some more credits, have a bachelor's in public health and education, have a master's in education. I ended up staying in Portland. I really loved it. Got a chance to go and play in Kansas City with the Chiefs a little bit, but I was a wild child, got cut because I didn't know how to act. But hey, you live and you learn, and it put me in a position where I'm at to where I get guys who come out of college. They don't get picked up in the draft. Some of them have character issues and things like that, and I get a chance to show these guys a way, and they come and play for us with the Lightning. And at the end of the season, some of them get lucky. They'll get their number called. They'll get invited into a camp. Last year, we had 2 guys get into a camp with the San Diego Chargers of our team. So it's a stepping stone. These young guys get a chance to, display their skills because coming out of football after playing so long, and you don't have it, it's like losing a limb in a way. It's like you've been doing this thing for your whole life, and then you don't have it anymore. And it's like, what do I do? Some kids get into trouble. So I've been put in this position where I could bless these young men and give them a platform to play on and try to straighten them out a little bit so when they get their opportunity, they get a chance to stay there. So we played under the Oregon Storm name. Have anybody in here ever heard of the Oregon Storm, right? I came out of retirement to play for the Oregon Storm. A coach that I played for many moons ago, he asked me if I still had something in the tank. I was 7 years out. I haven't played. I retired at 31, and I was like, you know what? I got a little something, and that's what introduced me to this beautiful area. I've never been to Redmond, never been to Bend until that day I came up and came into camp, and I noticed that the sun comes out every day, and people are so nice. On the other side of the mountain, it get a little dark over there, But that's how I got introduced to this area, and I just love it. I love it. I played with the Storm for 3 years. They went away, but the team came up for sale. And when the team came up for sale, I have some friends that's been my friends for 20 years since I moved to Portland. And I'm like, hey guys, we should buy this team over in Redmond. And they're like, where? I'm like, Redmond, Oregon, Bend, Oregon. It's a beautiful place. So this is our first season back. We rebranded as the Oregon Lightning. We have a great group of young men. We have a national TV contract, which brings more eyes to Redmond, Oregon. We have a few more games coming up here on June 8th and June 14th, and that'll be the end of our inaugural season. But it's been a great ride. I mean, it's really good I think it's really good for Redmond. It's really good for Bend. It's really good for Central Oregon as a whole, because we get an opportunity to represent Central Oregon across the nation. We have Nashville this weekend on TV. And we get to go out there, and of course they're like, where's Redmond, Oregon? And I'm like, just close your eyes and point your finger in the middle of the state. It's right about there. So Redmond, Oregon knocking off Nashville is a real big deal. So we plan to do that and bring that back home. But I really do appreciate you guys for having me out here, having my team out here. This is Rico Brown. He's my assistant coach, my brother. I couldn't even do a lot of stuff without this guy, So we're just grateful to be here in Central Oregon. And we're grateful to look forward to next year, because we're almost through this one. So, is that my cue? Wrap it up, right? But no, we're just grateful to be here, and I thank you guys for letting me speak today. Can I answer any questions out there? Oh.
How many guys do you carry on the roster?
So we carry 24. Only 21 can play. Only 21 can play actively. You can carry 24, so 3 of them is on what you call a taxi squad. So if something happens game day, You know, you get a guy get hurt in warm-ups, you just activate one of your guys that is on the taxi squad.
Could you speak a little bit about some of the ancillary benefits of having a football team in an area? How it helps the hotels, how it helps the surrounding organizations?
All right, well, you know what? When we start packing that thing out, okay, it's going to help businesses tremendously because now the visiting teams, they bring their fans with them. Places like Billings, you know, if we get a Nashville to come this way because they got some famous coaches over there, they're going to just bring a lot of business to the town. You know, hotels will fill up because you have to have places for the visiting team people to stay. As soon as we start dragging people from Portland and dragging more people from Sisters or Prineville or wherever, dragging people from out of state, and to fill up the hotels and to help that hospitality. You know, and then on top of that, we're helping communities with the schools. You know, we got players at school, in schools, talking to kids and things like that. And then just having those cameras here. Those big cameras focused right here on Central Oregon is a big deal. It helps out a lot tremendously, and pretty soon in our 3-year plan, we're hoping that there's not a seat left in the house. You know, you start seeing our tickets on OfferUp or something. Go.
So what position did you play starting in Kansas? And I'm assuming maybe this guy played also.
Oh yeah. Well, I played defensive line. I played nose tackle. And then when I got into arena football, you had to play both ways. So it's called the Ironman football. So yeah, you get off the field and turn around and play offense. So I had to learn offensive line. So I played offensive line and defensive line.
Is it 11-man also?
It's 8-man. Okay, you got a 50-yard field. It's a lot faster than an outdoor game. You hear every single hit. There's a wall that you could go over, you know. So if you're sitting on that floor, somebody might end up in your lap or with your drink or something. But it almost is. I like to call it, we like to refer to it like playing football in a phone booth. There's not very much room. You have to be really fast. You have to be really smart because you don't got that much space. In the outdoor game, it takes a lot more time. But in this game, everything happens like that. We have about 24 seconds between plays. So you tackle somebody, you have to get up and line right back up. So as opposed to outdoor game, you get about 35 seconds, but that 11 seconds matters in like the end of the third quarter. I mean, it's after you're playing so much, I mean, you know, that it feels like 10 seconds, honestly. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, you probably remember me, I'm the broken record.
Yes, ma'am, I do remember you.
Do you have the rules? Could you put the rules? You got the rules.
Yes, ma'am, I put the rules on the website because of you, yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I told you I would get them up, and I got them up that day.
You did that right after you asked us.
Yep, right after you asked, yes.
We can tell the world, you figure out what's going on.
Right, so you know what? It's typically the same thing, only, you know, it's since it's half the field, you have these two linebackers. You got this imaginary box, is what they call it. You have 3 down linemen, and you have 2 linebackers. Well, these 2 linebackers have to stay in this box. You can't see the box, you know, it's all in our imagination, right? But they have to stay in this box. As opposed to an outdoor game, those guys can float anywhere. So you got 1 MAC linebacker, your middle, who can only go straight, you know, and then you have the 1 guy who they call a jack linebacker who can go sideline to sideline, but he has to stay in this imaginary box. And I keep on saying imaginary boxes because that's how the rules read. Imaginary box, you know. So it's but usually there's a referee that stands behind who's the end of the imaginary box, you know. So if you go past that guy, you're out of the box, right? Other than that, everything is really the same, except for there's only 16 players on the field instead of 22, and you know, and it's a really one-on-one. So if somebody's beating you up, everybody can see it. It's like, you know, an outdoor game, you know, you can look at another teammate and be like, well, he didn't do his job. But in this game, no, it's just one-on-one. So if you getting beat up, then everybody sees it. It's like it's you. So yeah, holds for accountability well as well.
Question and a comment. Comment first. We have a group of 8 to 13-year-old boys who are obsessed with going to their games. We have a professional mentor who's a local coach, and we'll bring those boys, and they rave about it. It's my favorite thing to get pictures from that. So thank you for bringing so much joy to our kids. The actual question is, when does next season start?
Next season will start March 1st. March 1st. So we just turned in our dates that the arena have. You know, it's so much goes on there at the Deschutes County Fairgrounds that we have to kind of take the dates that they give us, you know. So a lot goes on there. So basically we're trying to get some better dates because when we were the Storm, there was a lot of Saturdays open. Saturdays are great days to have games on. Sundays are good if you can have them in the afternoon, not at night, you know, and then Monday is just you know, you just never know what's going to happen. So the dates that they're giving us are like Sundays, Mondays, you know, so we're trying to get those Saturday dates, but we typically should start right around March 1st because this year our first game was March 15th and they want to start a little sooner.
Okay.
How many games in the season?
12. But we plan on going to the playoffs, so hopefully 14. Yeah, but 12 typically. We had to actually pick up an extra game this season, which is why we're going to Nashville this weekend. Because, you know, I don't know if you guys know who Jeff Fisher is or John Gruden. Well, they call you and ask you to take a game. You say yes. You know, so yeah.
It can be helpful to you.
Absolutely. Planting those seeds, baby. Planting those seeds. Barb.
Couple things. One, thanks to Republic Services, they gave their table for Vintner's dinner.
Yes.
So some of the
And that food was so good. Oh my God. And I've never drank wine in my life, but I had a good time that night. Yeah, we had too much fun.
the silent auction item.
I did, and I gave my mother and girlfriend that night so they can go.
They won one of the wine packages,
Yeah.
right?
Very nice of you.
Yeah, thank you. But then the question I had was where do the players stay when they're in this area? You know, it's not a year-round kind of thing. So how do they earn income off season and maybe even during the season?
So typically, that's a great question. Typically what they do is they come in about February 20th. That's when camp starts. So we have a place over by Eagle Crest. It's two really huge houses on this big property out there. And all the boys live there on the compound. You know, it's sort of like an army barracks type of thing. We were going to look at doing apartments or things like that. But, you know, I just figured if they live together, they eat together, they breathe together, they'll play together. And you know what? It's turning out to be great. So, yep, they stay up by Eagle Crest. They only stay until after about a week after the season. Then they go back to their homes. Because we got maybe 2 players who are local players to Oregon. Everybody else is from Florida, Boston, you know, Texas, Louisiana, you name it. So we got a lot of guys out of the South. So they just typically just go back home and, you know, what we'll do is we'll Airbnb out the place since it can sleep so many. We can sleep about 28 there. So basically during the off season, we're just gonna Airbnb it out to all the teams that come through. I mean, because you got all the wrestling tournaments here, you have basketball tournaments here, you have so much stuff going on over here. And you know, to get a hotel a night to house a team is like $2,000, $3,000 a night. So yeah, we're gonna just help teams out and give them somewhere to stay in those places when those boys go back home till they get back.
Barb also wants to know, there's beer served at games?
Absolutely. You know what? Funny thing. So we are sponsored by Budweiser. So you know, I talked to the guy Will, and I'm like, man, throw me a case, man, give me a case or something. So he's like, Coach, I left you some cases in your locker room, and I'm like, man, I just came out the locker room. There's no cases in there. So we just beat Washington, and they're like, you know what, Coach, you're so nice. You know, he's like, man, you got us pizza, you got us beer, and I'm like, what? You know? So I go in their locker room. He put all of the beer and stuff in their locker room. So, you know, they ate pizza. They put the pizza in there. So they just had a good old time. And I was like, man, that's messed up. So, yeah, but no, it's good. Barb, I always got a beer for you. Yes. Yes, Moon Tower. All right.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you guys for having me. All right. All right. Are we taking a picture? Bro, we're taking a picture.
All of us.
Here we go. Oh, I was like, is that a cigar?
No. No, it's a very nice pen, actually.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thanks.
Thank you.
I'm a former player too, so this is catching up with me sometimes, you know. Thank you.